The last thing we need to talk about in this lesson, we're going to be finding the nth term of geometric sequence, and this shows you a table, and it's kind of a lot of words to say stuff we've already talked about. So I'm just going to skip right to the formula. You can read this if you really want to, but it's basically saying what I'm about to say. In order to find any term of the sequence, you just take your very first term, a sub 1, so this is your first term, and then you find your common ratio r, which we've already talked about how to find, and then you just plug those into this formula. N is the number you're talking about. So for example, if I were talking about the fourth term, n would be 4, and this would look like a sub 4 equals a sub 1 r raised to the 4 minus 1. This n is whatever term you're talking about. That's what we mean by nth term. So the fourth term would be a sub 4. The 200th term would be a sub 200. Plug in 200 for n equals a sub 1 r raised to the 200 minus 1. The reason this works is because whenever we're using a geometric sequence, we just keep multiplying by this common ratio. So if you think about it, your third term, you've just multiplied by the common ratio twice, which is why we have n minus 1. Because your third term would give you r to the second power, so it's just multiplying by that common ratio 2 times. And that's kind of what this table is saying up here. For your first term, it's just a sub 1, then we multiply by r once, third term multiplied by twice, fourth term multiplied by 3 times, etc., etc., etc. That's where we get this formula from to get geometric sequences. So we're going to use that equation to write an equation for the nth term of the sequence. First thing we got to find is what our r is. So to find what r is, I'm going to do 12 divided by negative 6. I get negative 2. So I'm pretty sure that's my r, but I'm going to check it by trying 2 other numbers. Let's do 48 divided by negative 24. That equals negative 2. So either I'm doing something really wrong here, or I've got the right answer. I'm pretty sure I got the same answer because I have the right answer. So we know r equals negative 2. Then a sub 1, our first term, well, we just look, what is our first term? It's negative 6. So now I can write my equation. A sub n equals a sub 1, which is negative 6, times r, which is negative 2, and I'm going to put it in parentheses, raised to the n minus 1. All I did, I plugged in my part for a sub 1, my first term, and I plugged in my value for r. We don't know what term we're looking for because it says the nth term. But we are going to know what term we're talking about when we go to say, for example, find the 9th term. So to find the 9th term, I want to find a sub 9. That's going to equal my equation, negative 6 times the quantity of negative 2 raised to the, plug in 9 for n, 9 minus 1. Well, that gives me a sub 9 equals negative 6 times negative 2. 9 minus 1 is 8. So I'm going to have negative 2 raised to the 8th power. So I have a sub 9 equals negative 6 times negative 2 raised to the 8th power gives me positive 256. Anytime you have a negative exponent raised to an even power, it will be positive. An odd power will always be negative. So then I just do negative 6 times positive 256. So a sub 9 equals negative 1,536. All we did, we plugged in our numbers into our formula to get our general equation, which is right here. This is my general equation. And then to find the 9th term, I found a specific equation by plugging in a number for n, plugged in 9 for n, and then I just simplified the equation and found the 9th term is negative 1,536. That's all there is for this lesson. It's all about geometric sequences. Let me know if you have any questions.